Welcome to another episode of I bought a $1 tripod from the dollar store. So I decided to make another video because I found the last one to be very therapeutic. Sometimes I just rant in the shower, but for some reason I don't like showering in the day. So I just felt like ranting for a while. Also, sorry for my depressed mood. I am clinically depressed. Anyway, that's it. Before I start this video, this is some vocabulary for those who are not familiar with this type of people. Here you go. So the video is from 2019, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Julia Beck joins us now on set. Julia, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So you said something that I think many people would in their hearts think is obvious, but very few people are willing to say out loud. You said it knowing you would likely be punished for saying it, but you said it anyway. Why did you do that?
I believe in the truth. I believe that people should have these conversations and say things that matter without fear of punishment.
You are old-fashioned. Why do you think, I couldn't agree with you more, and I'm grateful that you have that attitude, but why do you think it was important to say this specifically?
Well, when we get down to it, women and girls all share a biological reality. We are all female. But if any male person can call himself a woman or legally identify as female, then predatory men will do so in order to gain access to women's single-sex spaces, and this puts every woman and girl at risk.
That's from the beginning. I don't weigh in on this often because sexual politics is a morass, and it's not worth it, to be totally honest with you. But I have enough daughters that I care, and my instinct has always been this change in our society, which we never debated, the terms have never been clarified, is not going to be good for girls in the long run. Do you share that concern?
I definitely do agree. Like I said, this puts every woman and girl at risk of male violence, and this is already happening in many states. In many states, men can legally identify themselves as female and gain access to women's single-sex spaces.
Okay, so I get the point of the whole transgender women are predators and a man with a wig will go into the bathroom and abuse your daughter. But thing is, I doubt an actual transgender woman would do that. I think your problem here is not transgender people. I think your problem are predators that you need to control. Transgender people have nothing to do with this. Being a predator has nothing to do with their gender identity. I mean, any woman, any man, any cisgender or transgender person could be a predator at this point. It really doesn't matter who they are or what they identify as. At this point, a predator would do anything to harass someone if they really want to. Like if we're talking about a map or something like that. If you don't know what a map is, go to Tumblr. But yeah, I don't really get why the target is transgender people. If you're so worried about predators using this as a segue to be allowed to harass someone, then just make more bills not allowing that. Don't take rights away from transgender people. By wanting to protect women, you're actually putting transgender people in danger. And it seems like you care really about this cisgender girls going into bathrooms and feeling safe, but you don't care about transgender women having to go to a male bathroom and feeling harassed. That's not okay. Transgender rights are human rights. That's it. Because by making this, you're making transgender girls have to go into the male bathroom, which in that case, you're putting them in so much risk. Again, not saying that only male people abuse children. Just saying that you're actually putting transgender women in male bathrooms with a bunch of males, and you're putting transgender men in the women's bathroom, which I'm sure, I don't know you, but I'm pretty sure that if a transgender guy with a full-on beard came into the women's bathroom, you would be pretty scared, right? I mean, I wouldn't want that. But that's what you say you want, because all transgender people are predators, and of course, that's what you rather put in danger a whole community than spot predators instead.
And sports is just one institution where men are taking titles, scholarships, and this is a problem.
So it's
Okay, I do agree that transgender women who are not in the same... Okay, so I argue that if a transgender woman has been going through the transition for long enough, that they have the same capacities as a cisgender woman, I think they should be able to compete. No disagreement with that. They should be able to compete. But if that woman does have extra body mass that a cisgender woman wouldn't have, I do see how that could be a problem, and I do see how that could be a problem, of course. So now that I'm editing, I realize she didn't say transgender woman, she said men. So because of that, I don't think this is really relevant. If you think men are taking away scholarships from women in the United States, then that's really a problem from cisgender people, because if you'd have wanted to say transgender woman, you would have said transgender woman. But again, you said men, so it seems like you're talking about a different topic here, girl. I don't know where you are going with it, but it doesn't seem relevant. Anyway.
seems like a real problem. Why wouldn't women's groups who exist to carry the banner for women raise the alarm about this?
Women have been speaking out about this for decades, but we have been effectively silenced. Many women, like myself, have been pushed out of spaces that we built, spaces that are intended to include us, simply because we acknowledge biological reality.
Do you think...
On that, from my understanding, she's part of the LGBT community, is that right? I think I missed the memo, because LGBT has a T at the end. So I would imagine that if you're a lesbian, you would at least stand up for those who are also in the same community as you, and you saying that you're being kicked out of communities and spaces that you created to feel safe is fair enough, because you're being a bigot towards the ones that you are supposed to support and that actually support you. Yeah.
I mean, you're lesbian, you are in the same acronym as a bunch of other groups, including people who are transgendered. Do you think that makes it more difficult for you to make this argument? I mean, it seems like this has been so politicized that you're expected to have a certain set of views that maybe you don't have.
I see where you're coming from. I would like to make a distinction here. The letters in the acronym share not much. The L, G, and B are based on sexualities. They're based on sex, biological realities.
Yes.
But the T is based on gender identity, which is not based in biological reality. In fact, I would argue that it's opposed to biological reality.
When I filmed this, I actually couldn't comment on it because it just made no sense to me without doing some research first, which is what I think everybody on this fucking website should do in the first place. But anyway, I did my research. It might not be the most well done research, but it's something more than what she gave out. So there you go.
Valid argument.
I left some links in the description if you want to go enlighten yourself. But I just thought this point she made was really stupid because it's not really a solid point.
Get the rights
As of right now, Sunday, May 24th, 2020, there's not a single study that says this is correct, this is not biologically correct. So if you're gonna go with that like scientific route,
that
have a solid fact to go off, because right now you just sound like you're pulling things out of your ass. and it doesn't look great on you, because who are you
Yeah,
to
I do
judge?
see
Are
how
you a
that could be
scientist?
seen as
Are you
backstabbing.
what are you
I mean,
besides a
you
turf?
took a safe
Yeah,
space in
I don't see
LGBT
the
spaces.
credentials,
You
I
are
don't see the
welcome.
PhDs, I don't see anything.
But
So
yeah, you're a bigot for
it's
if it's
it's a
such a
stupid
safe
point at this
space.
point.
The LGB is very different from the T, and I don't think it's fair to lump us all into the same acronym.
Do you find it astounding that it is considered an act of bravery to defend biology?
I wouldn't say so myself, but I guess that's where we are right now.
Here I have a new description of biology, actually by Wikipedia, just so Talker can, learn the new vocabulary he's using, because he has not been taught this in high school. And, I was doubting, maybe I just got the definition wrong. But no, in fact, biology is not pulling facts out of your ass and making assumptions and calling something unnatural based on zero studies and then call it biology. Now, for instance, I could argue that the capacity of your brain is of the capacity of a packing peanut. But again, I have zero evidence and studies showing that your brain is of that capacity. So again, what I'm saying is an assumption and not a fact. Maybe you should learn the difference between an assumption and a fucking fact.
Now, and I hope more women stand up.
Last question, because I can't remember. What did they say to you? You were thrown off this commission. You were punished for saying this out loud. What was the rationale for it?
Frankly, there was no case made. My accuser said that they didn't have to make a case. One of the members of my committee argued that sex was a thing of the past. He said, frankly, science had progressed so far that sex was unimportant. I argued the opposite.
I don't agree with not making a case, because obviously you should have a case and you should have points to support your case. But honestly, if you're just being a bigot and you're part of a community that is supposed to be safe, I do not see why you should be part of that community.
These are my opinions on the video. If you disagree, give me evidence on why you disagree, and maybe I'll consider it a case. But yeah, have a nice day, and yeah, fuck the Terfs.